So this is Aronia low-scape hedger. This is a photo towards the fall. You can see there how the leaves were turning. So we have a really good, nice package there. Great shape. This is definitely the Aronia that I would choose to plant, because it's going to make a much more formal looking hedge than some of the other Aronias. A lot of the other Aronia are really made for backgrounds in a larger landscape, where this Aronia can be used in a lot more areas, a lot easier to control it. It's not going to get out of hand. You can trim it or leave it go natural. It'll still make a natural hedge. I wouldn't particularly think that Aronia would be a specimen plant, but it can be used in native gardens. The berries attract wildlife, so that's great. We got 850 of these in the Proven Winner program. So it's a great crop, real consistent crop. So see what you can do there. Buxus Winter Gem, we'll keep talking about this. This is, the most bang for your buck out there. You can see there the sheer size of this boxwood. We got 14,000 of them available. Just a fantastic size. You're just going to wow them when you land this boxwood there. It will consistently be larger than the velvets, even though we have a very nice velvet crop this year. These are, at the pushing past the 15-inch, definitely in the width area there. So you can see the crop there. You can see the quality. That whole crop looks like that. So that wasn't a picked out photo. So sell with confidence, and that's a great plant to show some photos of. So, Hamlin grass. So jump into that. So they will be getting trimmed. But this is today photo. This is what they look like. So we've done a few changes with Hamlin grass. What we found is we have to store them in houses with clear plastic. We have to get more light on them earlier on. That helps get much deeper green colors in the foliage as they break. You can see there the sheer size of these. People aren't going to be disappointed in them, but they will get trimmed back. We still have 750 of these available. So take a look at that. That's the, this can is going to break full of leaf blades coming out. So it's going to be a nice, heavy, full, ready to go. The grass in general, what we do is we put minimal heat to them. We just kind of keep them from freezing. We might let them light freeze a little bit, and then we give them a little bit of heat. We don't go crazy with heat. We bring them up to around 45 or so when we start getting into the end of March, just so we can push just a little bit of growth. That way it looks like something when we're shipping it. Most grass, that are in the landscape really don't start breaking to where they look like something till a little bit later, sometimes past Mother's Day. We don't want to ship a dormant grass at the end of April and beginning of May. We want something that looks like we got some growth. So that's why we do the program we do. Okay, Royal Family. So we got good availability. Whoa, somebody fell out of their chair. Royal Family, we were pretty short on that last year. We still have availability. So Royal Family is Prince and Princess in the same pot. So, this is really the way to go. There are some people out there that are old school and want Prince and Princess, which we still have available as singles. But, Royal Family just takes the whole thing out of having to worry about a pollinator plant. It's got the male and the female in the same pot. You don't have to worry. You get good berry production. It's just really, really the way to go. So, but you can see there the quality of this crop. It's a great looking crop. It looks fresh. We got good foliage all the way down to the bottom of the pot. 3,500 available. So it's a good one to have. Nidiformis, so nest spruce. I don't have to talk a whole lot about this, been around for a long time. I just wanted to show you the size and the quality. I've seen some out there. It seems the market is a bit long on Nidiformis, but I've seen some of them out there. They look a little rough. Some of them look a little rough. Make sure you're talking about the quality of ours, the color. You got good color. They're not yellowed out. I've seen some out there that people are trying to sell that are starving, so they're starting to yellow. I've seen some out there with holes in the foliage where you can see down into the pot. We don't have that. They did go through a light trim last year, so we have a nice, full, ready to go, instant effect plant. We got 65 or 6,300 of them. That's quite a few to work through, but just keep pushing it, show the quality. We'll see if we can work through these. Glauca conica. What's interesting, what we have seen in the market, which is very interesting, is there is a shortage on the market for liners and 1 gallons and even 2 gallons. 3 gallons, there seems to be availability out there, but the smaller ones are booked out, sold out, stripped out. Through Christmas, they really stripped everything out for the Christmas period in those smaller ones. So this darn plant is one of these commodity plants that goes up and down, up and down. So where this spring we're probably going to have, we have good availability. Next year the market's probably going to tighten up. We have no intention of raising our plan, but hopefully we can sell through our plan in a timely manner. But that's just what's going on. The incredible amount of sales that they saw. We don't particularly grow a lot for the Christmas market, but all those people who grow a lot of 1 gallons and quarts and 2 gallons, they sold out. They completely sold out, and they started stripping their production crops for Christmas. So it's just interesting what goes on. But here you can see we're well past our spec. Our spec is 24-inch. We got a really nice 3 gallon. We really push these towards pot and pot. That way we keep the plant looking nice. It's got lots of space. We don't have any issues with them trying to brown out towards the bottom. That can happen with some of them that are grown closer together. So 2,000 of those available. Texas Captain, similar shape. So, we continue to have a pretty good supply of captains. We have lowered our production numbers on this plant to try to get more in line, but we still have 2,500 of them available. You can see here the type of quality that we're going to be shipping out the door. So real nice looking plants. They went through a trim in the summer, but you can see they had a little bit of a flush towards the fall. So they're not too wild or crazy. They still got a really good shape, and that's a good one for some of our tough northern markets. So that would be a good one to get up in there if they're afraid of some issues with some of the boxwood out there. So viburnum spring lace. So I think this is a plant that not a lot of people understand. It's in the first edition program, so it's going to ship in an FE pot. It is an X hybrid, but it is not really considered a fragrant. There is a real mild fragrance to it. It's not like a spice bush. So this is not a spice bush per se. It was really grown for its kind of leathery texture, thick leaves. It gets a gloss as the leaf gets older. So the leaf is very showy. It tends to hold its leaves pretty long into the fall. It has a real nice arrangement of white flowers that are pretty long blooming for a viburnum. They tend to last quite a while. It is not a repeat bloomer, but it's bloom time. I kind of like it because it stretches out. They do list it as a zone 6. I would be a little cautious, Chicago area, anything like that, but definitely Ohio and most of PA and places like that, and definitely going a little south. This is a plant that Michael Durr really likes. This is one of his picks a few years back, and he worked with Bailey's Nursery to get it in the first edition program. So that's kind of why we picked it up. There was a lot of buzz on it. That is the size plant in the middle that we're going to be shipping, and we have 650 of those. Viburnum Summer Magic is another one. This is a prunifolium. This is a Willoway introduction quite a few years back, something that Tom and his dad worked on back in the day, and they did a lot of selecting on prunifoliums. Prunifolium has been around for a long time. It's not being used as much as it was in the past, but I think we're starting to see a resurgence on these type of plants. Prunifolium isn't going to be subject to a lot of the issues that dentatums seem to be having. They seem to have a bit of resistance. They're a little bit different type of growth, so viburnum leaf beetle don't tend to attack them. So that's good. So if you have somebody in an area that's having a lot of issues with viburnum leaf beetle, I think we're seeing that. That's why some of the viburnum sales are down a little bit. Tell them to give prunifolium a try. It's very tough, very adaptable. It is a really good native. It's recommended by all the powers that be through the native circles. You get a nice white flower. You do get berries that attract birds. It has a very waxy leaf, and it has a unique habit where the leaf curls up. So that's kind of interesting for the plant geeks out there. But if people are looking to have a viburnum, they have a tough situation where they've had trouble with other plants. Prunifolium is definitely a plant to consider. So make sure we talk about that. It's extremely tolerant to heavy clay soils. It's got a lot of stuff that's going for it, and it's got excellent disease resistance and real good resistance. It just doesn't seem to be the food of choice for viburnum leaf beetle. All right, and I think the last one we got is Weigelia red prince. So just to tell the whole story, we switched out of red prince and we tried to go into the proven winner Sonic Bloom Red. We had a lot of issues with it, and so did a lot of other nurseries. So we decided to go back to red prince. We did do a little bit of selecting with red prince, so it's a little better. We get a little more bloom, better habit. You can see here how much nicer this habit is from the older red prince that were out there. Red prince used to get pretty sticky, but now we have done a little bit of straining to make this a lot better grower. It's definitely tougher. It's our plant of choice. Now, don't go running away from the Sonic series. Sonic Bloom Pink is an excellent plant. That does very well, but there's some issues with Sonic Red. So we're definitely switching towards that. So, that's something you can talk about. I know people are out there looking for Sonic Red, but, talk about, we've done a little bit of selecting with red prince. We have a beautiful crop, excellent growth, and even red prince will repeat bloom a little bit. Probably not as much as the Sonic series, but very close. So that was the big talking point. That's why Sonic came out, was because it was, they really bred them hard for repeat blooming, but through that process, something happened with the reds. So we decided to stick with red prince. So make sure we talk about that as a good sub, and it's not your old red prince that you used to think about. So show them this photo of what the crop looks like. All right.